What's up, everybody? Today I have a very interesting video for you guys today. But before we get into it, make sure you leave a comment down below if you have any thoughts or theories you'd like to share, or any thoughts and theories on this theory. That's a very interesting theory I'm about to discuss today, by the way. And also leave any comments down below on theories that I've not discussed that you would like to see me discuss. I've not made a video about. Make sure of that. And if you'd like me to discuss that theory that you would like me to discuss, leave your comments down below. And the first one that I see will most likely be in my next video. It did not happen. I did not get a comment like that for my last video in between making this video. So I came up with this, theory that I've had in mind to make a video about for a while. It's going to be a very interesting one. So make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Share this video if you can. Need all the views I can get right now, especially with the channel being so down. Need all the views I get. I'm sure there's someone out there who you knew personally who would like to see this video. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you already have not. If you enjoyed the channel's content, check out my other videos you already have not. And without further ado, let's get into this insane theory. So I made many theories because there's really, so many different arcs and, time periods that this character, could show up in season 4. Mike Barnes, my favorite Karate Kid movie villain there was in all three of the movies. He was the man, even better than John Kreese in my opinion. He was just the best bad guy possible. And I honestly, if I had to pick one, I think we're definitely going to get both, but Terry Silver's going to be more of a main character in my opinion for sure. But I definitely will say that Mike Barnes, it might be cameo art, but it really might not. But I really, if I had to pick for one, I would pick Mike Barnes to be in the season over Terry Silver. And I know a lot of people will disagree, but I've always liked this guy. Definitely better than Terry Silver, in my opinion. He was the man. And it is possible, and I would really like to see this happen, that he will help Daniel and Johnny in Cobra Kai Season 4 run, Miyagi Fang. Miyagi-Do/Eagle Fang. So what would happen, I think, with Terry Silver. I really personally think that he is going to show up in the second episode. We're gonna, maybe get a little phone call, demonstration, whether Terry Silver, maybe not, because, they'd have to dress up in the same clothes, and, maybe they could really, honestly, I mean, it's very likely that they might, do that again. They obviously dress up in the same clothes, just like season 1 and season, what went into season 2. Season 2, I don't think they're going to do it with the dojo, even though, the first episode is called Let's Begin. That was the last line of Cobra Kai season 3. I don't know if they'll get everything like that going, the same way it left off. Like it was, but yeah, I think it's possible that we'll see Silver accept the invitation for them, to be real good buddies again and come help him at the Cobra Kai dojo, and he'll let his students know about it in the first episode, and they'll be all excited. And then I think he'll show up in episode 2, and sometime in episode 3, I don't think they will, really, make it drag along, or, make us wait for this very long, just like they did in Karate Kid 3, which obviously that was a terrible movie. Anyway, but yeah, Karate Kid 3, but yeah, I think in probably episode 3 that we'll see Daniel or Johnny, meet Terry Silver first, and that they will find out and really have, really realize that they'll have a lot on their hands going, into the next tournament, and, just worries, of street fights and, kids getting hurt, just even more than, it just being Kreese, because I honestly think that, Daniel might even think that Silver's more insane than Kreese. He might not think he has like the worst heart and the capability to do more things instead, but I think he's going to think he's definitely more insane, and that is true on how Terry Silver speaks and expresses himself to everybody about his plans and everything. He's just an insane psychopath. And if we thought Amanda LaRusso was, especially if Terry Silver messes with their business, if we thought Amanda LaRusso was really hating on John Kreese, wait till we see what the darling does to this guy. So anyway, about Mike Barnes though, I think that Mike Barnes will hear of that Cobra Kai's back on the map. He hears that Terry Silver is back in Cobra Kai, so that would maybe lead you to believe that Terry Silver, and I'm giving Terry Silver himself the earliest possible point of the season that he could come in. So even if he does come in at the very first, it might take till episode 5 or 6 or something like that, or it could come immediately. Maybe he'll find out Cobra Kai is back around on the news or something about the tournament, and who their current senseis are, and if he finds out about I'm sure Terry Silver will be the one he wants revenge on, because he basically manipulated him, to come down there, and he got beat, and he did all kinds of stuff basically for Terry Silver. Fought Daniel, forced him to win the tournament, and it was his fault that he really lost Mike Barnes, and he most likely did not get paid at all, and he is really going to be wanting to get back, especially if he's a changed person, someone who cares about people now, and he knows how bad of a person Terry Silver was and insane he was. He definitely, I think, will want to get back to him, and I think he'll honestly find out that Terry Silver is in control of Cobra Kai. So I think this is going to take place. What would really be cool though is if maybe this would, but like I said, Mike Barnes has got to find out Terry Silver. That's in my opinion what it is, and maybe he won't. But that would what would be the right thing. Mike Barnes has got to find out that not only Cobra Kai is back, but Terry Silver is a sensei there now. What could possibly happen, what I think honestly would be really good is if Daniel and Johnny would be like maybe since Mike Barnes, it's a rumor that he's been on the run for a while, really have to just find out that Terry Silver's in Cobra Kai now and is teamed up with Kreese. Maybe they'll be like, really worried, fixated on training their class now, even more than they were before. And they hear, a truck pull up and Daniel goes out there and sees Mike Barnes like it, then that would definitely be like the end of an episode. But yeah, I think he'll find out quick. I think he'll, do some research on it, find out that Terry Silver, is a sensei, now, and immediately show. I think, at first Daniel's going to be like, dude, there's no way you're like wanting to be what Terry Silver did and manipulate me into something, because truly he's like, you're his secret agent man, again, basically, Terry Silver was obviously in a way the secret agent man, the master manipulator he was, but yeah, obviously Mike Barnes was a secret agent man of Terry Silver as well in the Karate Kid 3 movie. And, Mike Barnes is like terribly sorry for what he said about, Mr. Miyagi, which obviously was what, prevailed Daniel to win that fight. That obviously made him really mad when they insulted Mr. Miyagi. And, basically Terry Silver and John Kreese were doing the same thing and had done it, for many times. But when Mike Barnes was screaming at Daniel, I think he'll be like terribly sorry for that, really apologizing to Daniel. And especially if Daniel and Johnny, which I think this is definitely a plausible theory that, they don't exactly, it don't exactly turn out, and maybe, Johnny, though I honestly represent two different dojos, they just, they're friends now, they're allies, but maybe, they want to take down Kreese, semi together, so that's what they're in it to do for, but maybe, he'll be, Eagle Fang, though I'll train at Miyagi-Do, but, there'll be two separate dojos, and he'll take his students on, like Miguel and Hawk, and honestly, I think Dimitri might leave him. I think he's getting his new character arc. I really do. There's a strong possibility of it this upcoming season. And he goes into, they separate up their dojos, and then maybe, Miyagi-Do have, two, two senseis, after all. Mike Barnes, Daniel definitely is, Mike Barnes is definitely not going to go if they do separate Johnny's dojo. He's definitely going to be getting together with Daniel, and, they'll become allies. And Daniel, at first will be like, no way, but I don't want you. You are really up to no good. But then once he sees how sorry Mike Barnes is, and the Miyagi magic and wisdom comes to him, like he was just a bad kid who was doing whatever his sensei told him to do. Who was obviously a horrible person, I know, and he might come back and come to a resolution and be like, come to more to his senses and be like, okay, if you want to team up and make things right now, and if since we definitely want to take down Silver. The more strength we can get, the better. A Silver and Kreese, because I'm sure he doesn't really like Kreese that much either. So I really think it is honest possible. And for the time period of this show, I do definitely think Terry Silver's coming to the first episode. I'd really like to see it be right after, when they're really fixated and worried. Fixated on beating Cobra Kai, since Silver's back in the picture, and fixated on taking him down. I really think it needs to happen right after that, but I just don't see it happen. So I say I think he, walks out of the shadow, or however they introduce him, like that, in season 4, episode 5, at the very end of the episode. And Terry Silver, they will find Terry Silver come into it in season 4, episode 2, and they will find out about him in episode 3. I definitely don't believe they're even going more than one episode, with him being back around with Kreese, with Daniel not finding out, Daniel, John, and I hope finding out. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Leave your comments down below on any, thoughts and theories that you'd like to share, any, thoughts on Mike Barnes, what his character are, will be this next in upcoming season 4, because I definitely do believe he's going to be back. If you agree that he's going to team up Daniel and Johnny, he's a changed man now. Make sure you leave your comments down below if you have any theories that you would like me to discuss. Make sure I haven't discussed it already, and the first one I see like that comes up will most likely be my next video. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Share this video if you can. Need all the views I get, especially right now if the channel being so down. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you already not. If you enjoyed the channel's content, check out my other videos if you already not. Need all the views I can get. So okay, thanks for watching. Take care. See you in the next one. Peace.